All right, so what's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Off the Record with k.jachimowicz. Um, Today's Thanksgiving. Hope everyone's enjoying their holiday. I'm just hanging out at home with the girl, so just making a big feast, and I figured I'd take advantage of this day and bang out a podcast episode and record some music and stuff. So today we're about to get real deep into one of the greatest mysteries of the 21st century. The mystery of the true identity of Satoshi Nakamoto. Yes, the creator of Bitcoin, the figure who sparked a global financial revolution and remains an enigma to this very day. My personal interest was recently sparked by all this, as I have recently began to develop massive interest in Bitcoin, kind of FOMOing a bit into it, and related investments. I've been utterly fascinated by the mystery surrounding the creator or creators of Bitcoin, as well as the decentralized aspect and how it could benefit the future of the human race. I also recently saw a clip on Joe Rogan's podcast with guest Mark Andreessen. I don't know much about him, but he went on to tell Rogan that Silicon Valley is basically split in half following Trump's win. I mean, to be expected probably. And that a lot of debanking has been going on in the past couple of years, kind of like how they did to Kanye West when he went on his social media rants about a year ago. Not that I agree with any of those sentiments necessarily, but I also don't think anyone should be silenced without extreme reasoning. And this Mark Andreessen person goes on to talk about how the government has some PEP term, or the banks do, called a politically exposed person, which basically allows them to get rid of people, typically pro-Trump or right-wing people, from the banks. And going back further and deeper, this is actually how WikiLeaks was crippled financially when they were doing all of their exposés a decade or two ago successfully for a period of time. And I honestly don't know a whole lot about that personally. I was in the middle of college when that was going on, and I kept seeing headlines about it, but I didn't go too deep at that time in my life with it. But apparently all of the major cardholder companies restricted donations to WikiLeaks at that time, Visa, MasterCard, etc., in an effort to cripple their business. And it really makes you look at these things differently. This also leaned into marijuana legalization too in the past 10 or 14 years. All of these legal businesses were basically debanked and forced to run on mountains of cash years ago. And there are still legal loopholes these dispensaries do to this day. Like if you go to the dispensary right now with a debit card, they all use like these debit card readers that pretend they're ATM machines like in the system to basically skirt like all these federal compliance things. And I don't want to go too deep into that. That's a topic for another day anyway. But I just wanted to preface with that general information, and that this strategy has generally been deployed to go after tech opponents, political opponents, etc. Now, you may have heard rumors, watched documentaries, and read theories online about who or what group of people could be behind the name Satoshi Nakamoto. Some say it's a single person, others believe it's a collective group of people. Some suggest that it may not even be a person. I don't think that makes any sense, but what does the evidence really say? Today we're going to peel back the layers, dive into history, and discuss the various theories surrounding the mystery of Bitcoin's elusive creator. So to start, the genesis of Bitcoin and blockchain. Before we dive into the hunt for Satoshi, we need to understand the foundation of Bitcoin itself. Bitcoin is not just digital currency. It's built on an entirely new system, the blockchain technology. A lot of you probably know all about this, a lot of you probably don't. The Bitcoin blockchain is a decentralized digital ledger that records transactions across a network of computers. It was created to operate without any central authority, such as a bank or any intermediary at all. This was revolutionary in 2009, and to be honest, is still revolutionary to this day, possibly even more so now with the level of internet and technological control that's attempted to be deployed onto us all. The white paper written by Satoshi Nakamoto, titled Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system, was released in 2008. This document outlined how Bitcoin would work and its potential to disrupt traditional financial systems. While digital currencies were attempted before, Bitcoin was the first to find success, largely due to its underlying technology and the vision behind it. Blockchain technology, which powers Bitcoin, is essentially a decentralized ledger that records transactions across numerous computers. It's secure, transparent, and practically tamper-proof. You can think of it as a digital ledger where every transaction is a block, and all of these blocks form an immutable chain. The system works without a central authority, making it revolutionary. Bitcoin's blockchain was the first to prove that we didn't need traditional intermediaries like banks to trust transactions. This idea of decentralization has grown exponentially since Bitcoin's inception in 2009, and with Trump being inaugurated in a few months and Elon and these other major crypto bull personality types in the political sphere, this can continue to exponentially grow dramatically, quickly, especially as major institutions really get involved. But Bitcoin was not created in a vacuum. Satoshi Nakamoto built on decades of work by cryptographers, economists, and technologists. Some even argue that the seeds for Bitcoin were planted as early as the 1970s during the early days of cryptography. So who is this mysterious figure who synthesized all these ideas into a functioning digital currency? Was it one person or was it a group? The mystery of Satoshi Nakamoto. The name Satoshi Nakamoto first appeared in 2008 alongside the release of the whitepaper. The name, while seemingly Japanese, could easily be a pseudonym. What makes the mystery so compelling is that since then, no one has definitively identified who Satoshi is. After creating Bitcoin, Nakamoto communicated with early adopters in a forum and through email, but remained largely anonymous. This is documented heavily in this newer HBO documentary as well, which I recommend all of you go check out. I think this was released about a month and a half ago. Their last known communication was in 2010, and after that, Nakamoto disappeared from the public eye. And if you watch this HBO documentary, you will learn that the reason for his disappearance from the public eye was due to one of the early kind of insiders making a very stupid decision to heavily communicate with the feds. And Satoshi's anonymity only adds to the allure. Imagine creating a digital currency that's now worth billions and yet choosing to stay completely hidden. But the question remains, why? Just earlier this year, HBO released this documentary that brought even more attention to this ongoing search. One of the key figures in the HBO documentary is Peter Todd, a well-known Bitcoin developer who has been named as one of the potential individuals behind the Satoshi persona. In fact, some believe Todd's involvement goes beyond just being a contributor to the crypto space. They speculate he may have been Satoshi himself. And that's not the first time someone's name has been tossed into the ring. Theories behind Satoshi's identity. Now, let's break down some of the top theories about who might be behind the pseudonym Satoshi Nakamoto. Theory 1. Nick Szabo. One of the leading theories is that Nick Szabo, a computer scientist and cryptographer, could be Satoshi. Szabo's work on a digital currency called BitGold, a predecessor to Bitcoin, has led many to draw parallels between his ideas and the functionality of Bitcoin. The similarities are uncanny. Both systems rely on a decentralized network, both seek to prevent double spending, and both create a scarce digital asset. But here's the thing, Szabo has denied being Satoshi, yet despite his denials, his name comes up time and time again. People point to his writing style, which they argue mirrors the tone and structure of Nakamoto's post in the Bitcoin forums. Some even speculate that Szabo might be deliberately distancing himself from the title of Satoshi to avoid the potential legal and financial and probably personal risks associated with Bitcoin and being Satoshi. Theory number 2, Hal Finney. Another prominent theory is that Hal Finney, a renowned cryptographer and one of the first people to work with Nakamoto on Bitcoin, might be Satoshi. Finney was known for his early contributions to the Bitcoin project, and in fact, he was the recipient of the first ever Bitcoin transaction sent by Nakamoto himself. Finney was a pioneer in the field of cryptography and was known for his work on the Pretty Good Privacy (PGP) encryption system. Some believe that Finney's technical background and early involvement with Bitcoin could mean that he was either the sole creator or an integral part of the development of Bitcoin. Tragically, Finney passed away from ALS in 2014, which only added to the mystery. Some Bitcoin enthusiasts think that Finney's involvement with Bitcoin could have been part of a larger effort to keep Nakamoto's true identity secret. Theory number 3. Craig Wright. In 2016, an Australian entrepreneur named Craig Wright came forward claiming to be Satoshi Nakamoto. Wright presented what he claimed were cryptographic proofs, but many in the Bitcoin community were quick to dismiss his claims. Despite his inability to provide conclusive evidence, Wright continues to insist that he is Satoshi, even going so far as to take legal action against critics. Wright's claim is controversial. On one hand, some argue his technical background and early involvement with Bitcoin make him a credible candidate. On the other hand, many see Wright as a fraud who's using Bitcoin's name to elevate his own career. What makes Wright's claim even more contentious is his legal battles surrounding intellectual property rights for Bitcoin-related projects. Theory number 4. A group of people. Could Bitcoin have been created by a collective rather than a single individual? Some people believe this is a more plausible explanation for the invention of Bitcoin. The sheer complexity of the project, combined with the fact that Nakamoto's writings reflect a wide range of expertise, suggests that multiple minds could have been involved. This theory suggests that Bitcoin's creation was the result of collaboration between cryptographers, economists, and even financial insiders. Some point to the way the Bitcoin network operates as evidence of a coordinated effort. For example, the fact that Bitcoin was designed with a fixed supply of 21 million coins, which is a concept borrowed from classical economics. Theory number 5. Government or intelligence agencies. There's a wilder theory out there that suggests Satoshi Nakamoto could be a government or intelligence agency. Some have speculated that Bitcoin was created by the CIA, NSA, or another entity with an interest in global surveillance. This theory argues that Bitcoin's decentralized design allows for a level of control over global finance that could be leveraged by powerful organizations. There's very little evidence to support this theory, but it is an interesting angle to consider. Bitcoin's ability to operate independently of any government or central bank is one of its most attractive features. But what if that's the very reason it was created? What if it's a tool for future economic control? The blockchain and the legacy of Satoshi. Regardless of who Satoshi Nakamoto is, the legacy of their creation is undeniable. Bitcoin has reshaped their financial landscape and continues to, and will continue to. And blockchain technology is being explored in numerous industries beyond cryptocurrency, including healthcare, real estate, and supply chain management. But there's another crucial question. Why did Satoshi create Bitcoin? What was their motivation? Some argue that Bitcoin was created as a response to the financial crisis of 2008, a reaction against central banks in the global financial system. The original Bitcoin whitepaper references a trustless system, and many believe that Nakamoto wanted to create an alternative to the traditional banking system which had failed during the financial crisis. Bitcoin's decentralized nature means that it is not controlled by any government or financial institution, and its deflationary model, which limits the supply of coins to 21 million, sets it apart from traditional fiat currencies, which can be printed at will. Nakamoto's decision to limit the supply of Bitcoin was revolutionary, ensuring that no central authority could inflate the currency or manipulate its value. The social impact of Satoshi's creation. Bitcoin's impact has been far-reaching. Beyond being a store of value or a speculative asset, Bitcoin has created a movement. It's given rise to a global community of crypto enthusiasts, developers, and investors who believe in the power of decentralization. For many, Bitcoin represents financial freedom, a way to take control over their own wealth without relying on traditional banks or governments. This idea of financial sovereignty is at the heart of Bitcoin revolution. Whether or not Satoshi envisioned the full scope of Bitcoin's impact, it's clear that their creation has sparked a paradigm shift in how people think about money and power. The risks and implications of revealing Satoshi. But what would happen if we found out who Satoshi Nakamoto truly is? Well, the implications would be massive. Think about it. If Satoshi is a single person, that person would have a huge amount of power. Not only did they create Bitcoin, but they also control a massive amount of it. Estimates suggest it could be worth as much as 1 million Bitcoins, a sum worth billions of dollars at today's prices. If that stash were ever moved, it could send shockwaves through the market, causing extreme volatility. Beyond financial implications, the person behind Bitcoin would forever be in the spotlight, subject to public scrutiny and potentially legal action. We know Bitcoin has been used in all kinds of ways, from legitimate transactions to illegal activities on the dark web like Silk Road. The creator could be implicated in any number of things, even if they didn't directly participate in anything at all illicit. And then there's the fact that Bitcoin was designed to be decentralized, free from the control of any individual or government, or at least that's what they want us to think. The true identity of Satoshi is almost like a safeguard, an untraceable figure that allows Bitcoin to exist without the risk of someone having too much centralized power. If the identity of Satoshi were revealed, it could open up debates about whether Bitcoin is truly decentralized or whether it's ultimately controlled by a person or group. Why the anonymity might be beneficial. On the flip side, the anonymity of Satoshi Nakamoto has its own set of advantages. It's part of what makes Bitcoin unique. Without a central authority, no one person can take credit for Bitcoin's success or failure. It's all about the network, the technology, and the community that supports it. This decentralized nature is part of why Bitcoin has gained such a massive following and has stood the test of time. Moreover, Satoshi's anonymity protects the P2P network and the principle of decentralization. As long as no one knows who Satoshi is, there's no single person to blame or credit for Bitcoin's successes or failures. This prevents any one individual from being targeted by authorities or hackers. Another critical point is the security aspect. If Satoshi were revealed, the threat of physical harm or legal challenges would become a very real and probably impossible risk to deal with. In the world of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, where so much value is stored and transferred digitally, revealing the identity of a creator could endanger them personally and professionally. Why anonymity is genius. On the flip side, Nakamoto's anonymity is arguably Bitcoin's greatest asset. Here's why. Unbiased leadership. Without a central figure, Bitcoin remains free from manipulation by one individual or organization. Legal safety. No one can be held accountable for Bitcoin's use, good or bad. Mystique and inspiration. The mystery fuels Bitcoin's cultural and financial narrative. Nakamoto has become a symbol, not a person. The philosophy of Satoshi. What makes Bitcoin so revolutionary is its core philosophy. It's not just a digital currency, it's a protest against centralized financial systems. Nakamoto's vision empowered individuals to own and transfer value without intermediaries. Will we ever know who Satoshi Nakamoto is? At the end of the day, the true identity of Satoshi Nakamoto may remain hidden forever, and maybe that's okay. The mystery of Nakamoto's identity has only added to the mystique of Bitcoin and its revolutionary technology. Whether Satoshi was one person, a group, or even an AI, their creation continues to change the world. The bottom line, what does this mean for the future? Ultimately, Satoshi Nakamoto may remain a mystery forever, and that may be for the best. Bitcoin has grown into a global phenomenon, largely because of its decentralized nature. The mystery of Satoshi only adds to its mystique. But even without knowing who Satoshi is, the world has already seen the massive potential of what Bitcoin and blockchain technology can do. If Satoshi's identity were revealed tomorrow, we'd see major shifts in the crypto world. There'd be intense scrutiny, questions about control, and likely a major market reaction. But for now, the mystery continues, and it might be better that way. Whether you're a Bitcoin enthusiast or a skeptic, one thing is for sure, the story of Satoshi Nakamoto is not over yet. And with that, folks, I am going to go enjoy a Thanksgiving feast with my fiance that she's preparing for us. I am going to finish the HBO Bitcoin documentary that I have about 30 minutes left on. And I think all of you should pay attention to the action going on with Bitcoin. Not financial advice, but I think you should take a look at it because it's about to cross 100K potentially sometime soon. And there's a lot of interesting stuff going on with that. And reading about all of this and educating myself deeper on all of this has really shifted my perspective of what crypto stands for and what it is and what it has always been meant to be from the very start. And I think it's quite fascinating. And I'll just leave it at that. And I hope all of you have a great holiday. I'm going to sit here and use mine to be as productive as possible. I might go record another 3 podcast episodes and make 3 songs today. I'm just trying to get ahead and do everything I can. But enjoy your holiday, y'all. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy Black Friday if you're going shopping. And follow my Instagram at k.jachimowicz. Follow the podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Leave reviews, good or bad. I'm open to all of it. I hope you enjoyed this longer episode. I'm going to try to start doing more longer deep dives like this and really going into topics and giving you guys like hopefully hour or 2 hour episodes from now on. And really putting like my all into this. And yeah, have a great holiday. Take care, y'all.